La 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 la. Whoa. Hi. I am going on a holiday. What about you? I'm setting off on an awesome journey to France. It's time that we start talking about holidays. But how do we do that? We do that using some awesome phrasal verbs. Stay with me if you want to learn some phrasal verbs for holiday season. Bye bye. So, we are setting off on an awesome journey of learning phrasal verbs for holiday season. But what do we mean by setting off? Do you want to find out? Stay tuned with me. The first phrasal verb that we have with us is go away. So, where are you going away this summer? This means that where are you going? Go away doesn't mean I'm asking you to leave. Go away means where are you going away, which means that to which place are you going this summer. So go away means to go on a holiday. All right. Now, if you want to tell somebody that you are going away somewhere, you can also say get away. You can say that I'm getting away for a few days. Let's meet next week, because this week you're getting away somewhere, which has the same meaning as go away, which means to go somewhere for a holiday. Now we look at the third word that we have, wind down. What do we mean by wind down? So actually, wind down obviously can mean something else also when you wind down or when you sit down. But here, wind down means to relax. Yes. So when you go on a holiday, you wind down for a while, which means that you relax for a while. And what about kickback? How can you kick backwards? Oh, of course you can kick back, but sometimes you can kick back on holidays by just chilling or chill out. So chill out is another phrasal verb which means same as kick back, which means to enjoy your holiday and to be away from all the work for some time. So chill out. So if you know a person who is slightly laid back and does not get too serious, you could say that, oh, she's a kicked out kind of girl, or she's a chilled out kind of girl, or he's a chilled out guy, which means that they're very relaxed and they don't take things too seriously. Okay, now we look at the next phrasal verb that we have, and that is to take some time off. So how can you take some time off from the clock? No, what it means here is that when you want to go on a holiday, you have to take some time off from your work. So if you're working, you need to take a break. And if you want to ask for a break, then it's necessary that you should know this phrasal verb, which means that you're asking for a break. So you could say, excuse me, sir, I need some time off, which means that I need a break. Why? Because you're going on a holiday along with me. So to take a break means to take some time off. Now the next one we have is to set off on a journey. Set off on a journey means to leave for a journey. Okay. Now when you set off for a journey, the first thing that you will do is you will check in the airport. So check-in is the basic entry into the airport for the rest of the process. Then you undergo the security check and then you set off for the journey. So the first thing that you need to do for setting off is to check in at the airport. The next one we have is sometimes we all really don't like waiting on the airport. But sometimes you don't have an option, right? Your flight is at 5 and you have already checked in at 3:30. Then what do you do for an hour and a half? For that hour and a half, you wait around, which means that you wait for your flight and you check out the things around. Maybe you buy something, you eat something. So you wait around or hang around. which means you check out. So when you're waiting around, you check out the things around you. Now the next one we have is once you're finally in the flight, you're sitting, you've boarded the flight, then you take off for your destination, which means that the plane starts to fly in the sky, all right? It leaves the ground and starts to fly in the sky, and that is called taking off. So only when the plane takes off, you have set off on your journey. Okay, so when the plane flies and leaves the ground, it begins to take off. Right, so once you've taken off, the next thing that happens in the plane is that you touch down, which means that you land. You land means that the plane touches the land. So touchdown is plane touching the land. So you could say that I have touched down. So if somebody is asking you to ring up when you land, you could pick up the call and say that, hey, I have already touched down in France or in Paris. All right. So now that you have touched down, what's coming next? You'll head to your hotel, won't you? And what will you do in your hotel? The first thing is that you will check into your hotel. So remember, you check in the airport, but you check into the hotel, all right? Which means that you give all your credentials and you write your name, you sign a form, show your identity card and book yourself a room. And if you've already booked yourself a room, then you still have to check into by entering the hotel and getting into your room. So check into means to enter the hotel. Right. Once you've checked into the hotel, you might need someone to show you around. So if you're visiting a place for the first time, you need someone to show you around the place, which means that you might want to see all the spots around you, the famous spots, and for that you might need a guide. So the guide will show you around. Okay, the next one we have is polish up. So before you head to a new country, like I told you, you might need someone to show you around, but even before that, you might need to polish up your language skills, which means that you might need to brush up your language, possibly English. If you don't know how to speak English and you're in a foreign country, then you're surely going to face some problem. So at this moment, you're doing the best thing by watching my lesson because you're polishing up and brushing up your language skills, which means that you're improving them. So now there are all kinds of people who like to spend their holidays in a very different manner. Some people like to while away their holidays, which means that they like to be lazy on their holiday and just spend their time lazing around, okay? Those are the people who while away their holiday, which means that they laze on their holidays. So they're not lazy, but they're just enjoying the holiday by being laid back. Or sometimes they're simply soaking up the sun, which means that they're enjoying the natural beauty, experiencing the atmosphere and the change of the place where they are. So soak up is to experience the atmosphere. But there are some people like me who love to have a holiday which is packed. So what is a holiday which is packed? A packed holiday is one where you do not while away, but you do a lot of things. So you go and visit all the famous spots, you go to the famous restaurants, bars, and you see all the natural spots. So you don't laze around in your bed because somehow we can do that at our home also. But when I like to go on a holiday, I like it to be packed with lots of fun. The next one we have is indulge in. Trust me, indulging in is the best thing about a holiday. So you give yourself the freedom to eat out on a holiday because that time you can treat yourself and eat whatever you want. So indulging in means that you're eating a lot of interesting and delicious food. So indulging in means eating delicious food. You're indulging yourselves with the food now. Okay. Now, finally, to round off the lesson and to round off your trip, you might want to go for a dinner or go out with somebody. Round off means to finish your trip. So, to finish your trip, you might want to do something very interesting. Now, that's your call, what you would like to do. So, round off means to finish the trip. So when you round off your trip, you can say that, okay, I'm going to round off my trip and now I'll see you 3 days later because I'll come back to the city. So rounding off means finishing the trip. All right. So while we round off this lesson, we quickly touch upon one last word, and which is stay on. I'm sure you want to stay on in this lesson because it was so much fun. The same way sometimes when we go on a holiday, we do not want to go back. So that's when you say stay on. So you could say that I really want to stay on here. I had so much fun, which means that you do not want to go back to your city. So stay on means to stay back at a holiday destination. Right. So here we are at the end of the lesson, and I hope you had great fun. So we end this lesson on a very good note, and I hope you'll come back for more lessons with me where we are going to have much more fun than this. So have a safe and happy holiday. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.